Good morning for all of you. I begin to thanking your attendance and your appearance and for excellent ambassadors and international organizations and representatives of the diplomatic corps accredited in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Dr. Tarek William Saab, President of the Council and Attorney General, Dr. Elvisa Morosa, President of the National Electoral Council, Dr. Alfredo Ruiz, Ombudsman, Citizen Ivan Hill, Foreign Minister, Dr. Reinaldo Munoz, Procurator of the Republic, and citizens directors and directors of the National Electoral Council, citizens deputy ministers of the Popular Ministry for Foreign Relations, distinguished representatives of media outlets, ladies and gentlemen. Today, on August 22, we have been summoned here to the headquarters of the judicial power to share information of interest. I want to take advantage of these words to thank the whole staff participating in this exhausting auditing process for their professionalism and the support demonstrated and the high training showed by the national and international experts. Following the legacy of Libertador Simón Bolívar, the constituent power gave birth the nominated judicial power to dedicate and constitutionalize the transcendence of the public opinion in the public affairs, and in addition it created the electoral chamber in the Supreme Court of Justice as an entity to discuss electoral controversies. The Supreme Court of Justice considers to reiterate the commitment and the will of providing justice to guarantee peace and tranquility of the Republic. That's why we won't stop in our sacred holy mission, in function of which I read the final judgment that decides and concludes in a definite way the contentious appeal of the regarding the elections on July 28th. Now I read the final judgment. For the reasons hereby exposed, this electoral chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice, administering justice on behalf of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, by the authority abided by law, declared first, it is ratified the competency of this electoral chamber anytime it was the contentious appeal accepted, to verify and validate, to certify unequivocally the results of the electoral process held on July 28, 2024, and so it is the attachment of this action in compliance with the Article 297 of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and the Article 27 of the Court of Justice that attributed the judicial control of actions of the parties that participate in the aforesaid election. And about the rights of elections, it is competent to say that it was asked to verify which has been the will of the turnout in the presidential elections, as in which it was evident a massive cyber attack against the electoral system, which resulted in a crystal clear transgression to the electoral power. And it is such competency, it is ruled by the Supreme Court, and to strengthen the electoral culture as a novelty means in this position of our citizenship for the state to guarantee its protagonism as it is stipulated in this electoral chamber. Beyond our borders, examining the right compared in similar situation for the election of head of states, other nations exercising their jurisdiction have issued pronouncements about the electoral controversies, as it is the case of the United States of Mexico, and they issued the judgment on the election in August 2024, declaring the elections and guaranteeing the social peace by this means. Likewise, it occurred in the last process of presidential elections held in Brazil on October 30, 2022, in which development there were claims referred to electoral fraud, in which the High Court of Justice interfered as the maximum authority in electoral controversies, which the court made decisions in an attempt to avoid a crisis in that country. And in the elections in presidential elections in 2000, the results were controversial, and the situation was solved by the court, by the Supreme Court of Justice. So it is clear that ahead of electoral controversies, the Supreme Court of Justice constitutes the last entity for its resolution as guarantors of the state of right, and that the National Electoral Council as a ruling authority of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela on August 5, 2024, appeared with the main rectors headed by its president Eduardo Elvis Amoroso, in compliance with the request by the Electoral Chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice, and they delivered all material attached to the elections on July 28th, except by the rector Juan Carlos Del Pino, who didn't appear before the Supreme Court of Justice of Venezuela, and he didn't justify his absence. So, having been summoned by August 8, 2024, the 38 political parties have been appearing, and only 33 delivered the affidavits required. the first Venezuela just movement, Unidad Acción Democrática, Republican Movement, Red Flag, Derecha Democrática Popular, and so she's mentioning the political parties that appeared in this before this court. United Socialist Party of Venezuela, Tupamaru, Green Party of Venezuela, Electoral Movement of the People, Future Party, Communist Party of Venezuela, Popular Unity of Venezuela, and Alliance for the Change. And likewise, of the 10 presidential candidates, 9 appeared before the court. Citizens Antonio Carrillo, Enrique Marquez, José Brito, Luis Eduardo Martínez, Daniel Ceballos, Javier Bertucci, Claudio Fermín, Benjamín Ronceo, and President Nicolás Maduro Moros. So it is being submitted record that the political parties, Pencil Party, and they didn't deliver the required documents, and Enrique Marquez didn't deliver the affidavits. So it is decided that all electoral material delivered by the National Electoral Council and the political parties are safeguarded in this electoral chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice. Third, that the former candidate Edmundo González Gurrutia didn't attend any stages of this process at which he was subpoenaed, so he didn't comply with the order of the Supreme Court of Justice, which is the highest entity in Venezuela, and he didn't deliver any tally sheets or any list of witnesses or any electoral material whatsoever. So in consequence, he disregarded the order of the order, and he disrespected the authority of the Supreme Court of Justice. So his behavior, that's why there are the following sanctions against him. And the citizen and José Luis Cartaya, representative of the Mesa, Simón Calzadilla, representative of Movement of Venezuela, all of them members of the Alliance, Unitary Platform, Democratic Unitary Platform, support citizen Edmundo González Gurrutia. They didn't deliver any electoral material, arguing that they didn't have any electoral documentation on. So they expressed that they don't have tally sheets or any list of witnesses of the polling stations, and so so it is assumed that they didn't participate in the polling stations of this election. So as contrary to what is recorded in the videos of their attendance. So national experts and international experts, it constitutes a full proof of this contentious electoral contentious appeal, referred to the auditing process of all the documents delivered by the National Electoral Council in physics or digital related to the elections on July 28th. And so executed in compliance with the highest technical standards, in which once it was examined, all material collected, such auditing determined that on the grounds of the results obtained in the auditing process, we can conclude that the bulletins issued by the National Electoral Council regarding the presidential election in 2024 are backed up by the tally sheets issued by the electoral machines of the electoral process. Likewise, these tally sheets maintain full coincidence with the registrations of the database of all national totalization centers. Fifth, this electoral chamber declares that the present contentious appeal on the grounds of the auditing process carried out and verified that on the grounds of the briefing of national and international experts highly trained who guaranteed the maximum level of excellence. This electoral chamber certifies that the electoral material, the auditing electoral material, validates the results of the election on July 28th, issued by the National Electoral Council, in which resulted elected citizen Nicolas Maduro Moros as President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela for the 2025-2031 term, and so it is decided. Sixth, it is urged the National Electoral Council to publish the final results of elections on July 28, 2024 for the election of the President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, to be issued in the Gazette of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, which is stipulated in the Article 165, which says, Article 155, the National Electoral Council will order the publication of results of the electoral processes in the Electoral Gazette of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela within the 30 days after the proclamation of the elected candidates. It is submitted a certified copy of this final judgment to the Attorney General of the Republic, citizen Tarek William Saab, to the end that be included to the penal investigations about the irregular events that this institution anticipates, as we cited, to determine the responsibility of the case ahead of the uncertainty caused by the population of those forgery of public documents, instigation of disobedience of laws, and conspiracy. I close quotations. In virtue of documents allegedly false or forged, uploaded in the website presidential results, as well as this massive cyber attack denounced against the National Electoral Council that could link alleged criminal behavior and crimes against the judicial order, issued and registered and communicate and comply with the requested, signed and sealed in the Electoral Chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice and 200 justices, President Carislia Beatriz Rodriguez Rodriguez, Vice President Fanny Beatriz Marquez Cordero, and Justice Inocencio Antonio Figueroa, and Clerk Intiana Lopez. That's all.